Okay, we're resuming the introduction to the book of Daniel. And within the history and prophecy of Daniel are 5 timeless themes. Sovereignty. The overriding message of Daniel is the sovereign hand of God over human affairs, whether protecting individuals who are in danger. I can attest to that. I've been saved many times. I don't know why, but I have been. Dealing with human affairs. Whether protecting individuals who are in danger or dealing with human affairs. Dealing with nations that seek to usurp his position, or defeating evil forces sent to hinder his purposes. God sovereignly does as he wills. And also, one of the themes is obedience. The nature of faith marks every devoted believer for the lions or the fire. And sometimes both. Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego exhibited the character of true obedience. It is steadfast in the face of all challenges. These young men refused to violate the dietary standards of the law of Moses. And they refused to bow down to an image of a pagan king. The law of Moses, as it says in Book 3, and they also refused to obey the ban on prayer, as it says in Daniel 6. In each case, God honored their obedience. Kingdoms, one of the themes also is kingdoms. Satan empowers all the kingdoms of this world, as it 1 John 5:19 brings out. Jesus Christ came into the world to dismantle Satan's earthly kingdoms and authority, as it says in 1 John 3:8. Since all true power belongs to God, any human kingdom not submitted to God is in opposition to him. Daniel charts the rise and fall of earthly kingdoms and the establishment of God's eternal kingdom. As it says, it brings out in Daniel 2, verse 44 and 45. So Daniel is going to tell kind of like God's plan for the world. And the underlying purpose and truth behind all the distractions of day-to-day living. I think this is going to be a good book for us to get into and learn some of this. One of the other themes of the book of Daniel is omniscience. God's omniscience is primarily demonstrated in the divine revelation Daniel received. God not only knows the grand scope of the future, he knows the movements of individuals and kingdoms, right down to their very dreams. What this can mean for you is it gives glimpse into eternity. Contemporary culture loves the idea of stars, like Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. Just off the top of my head. We have star musicians, singers, actors, athletes, and others who become stars simply because they are wealthy or glamorous. This sort of stardom hangs by the most tenuous of threads. Yesterday's stars are often today's has-beens. The book of Daniel, however, speaks of the genuine version. Those who are wise shall shine like brightness of the firmament, and those who turn many to righteousness like the stars will shine like the stars forever and ever. It says in Daniel 12:3. Most of us will probably never live to see our names in lights. But if we pursue and apply the wisdom of God's Word, and, as best we know how, live our lives to point others toward Christ, we will somehow reflect God's beauty and glory, lighting up the skies of the new heaven. Yes, I'm doing these reading the Bible to let my family know that how important I think the Bible is. And I'm trying to raise funds for my charity, which is Ozark Hunger Relief. I want to open an office here in Prairie Grove, which will... there are kids that wander around, and I know this because my daughter was hanging out with some of them. They wander around and she would bring these derelicts to my house, and they would be starving, neglected, just kicked out of the house, during the day, and just go home at night and go to sleep. Their parents were drug addicts, alcoholics, smoking weed, doing crystal meth and pills, and just drinking all the time. So that's where their money went, and they were working these little teeny jobs of $8-9 an hour. And since inflation now, most jobs pay like 12 or 13, but back then, $8 or $9 an hour was the same as 12 now. Anyway, so that's why I opened up this nonprofit, Ozark Hunger Relief. I'm going to open an office, and I want to get I'm thinking I get good deals on large amounts of chicken from Tyson, or turkey from Cargill, and food from the food bank. I've already tried the food bank here in Bentonville, and they were not helpful. They wanted me to do exactly what they said, and they're more interested in feeding people in the big cities. They want me to feed people. I told them, see, I didn't know that was a requirement. I either have to do what they say or not get any food. So I said, no, I'm starting this nonprofit because I want to feed kids where I live, where I see the hunger. And so they laughed at me and told me, come back when I'm ready to follow their rules. And so I will, but first I need to open an office. It was very rude. Everywhere I went, I received nothing but treachery from the other nonprofits and the people that I thought would be encouraging and helpful. They wanted to know where I was going to raise funds. And the first lady I ran into took all the money I had, saying that I could work with her. And then the next time I went back, she shut the door in my face, said she didn't want to work with me anymore after she took all my money. It's very cutthroat nonprofit. Anyway, it's very discouraging. I was depressed for months. I'm going to start my own office. That's why I'm doing this, to raise funds for Ozark Hunger Relief. You can go email me at ozarkhunger@gmail.com, or I'm at PayPal.me/OZARKY, Ozarky, at PayPal, or email me and I'll give you other methods, Venmo and different ones. Okay, thank you. Nope.
Can I get a couple of